Hey guys, welcome to episode number 50 of 10 Minute Kick-Ass Coaching. I told you I was going to have a surprise for you today, so I'm coming to the musician side of me today. So we're going to sing a little something for you. And it's going to apply to what we're going to talk about. Are you joking yourself as far as where your goals are, where you want to go? Are you putting obstacles in front of you that aren't really there? Are you doing it to yourself, so to speak? Is it self-sabotage? It's possible. So we're going to sing the song. Some people call me Space Cowboy. Some call me Against Your Love. Some people call me Maurice. And I'll sing to the prophetess of love. People can talk about me, baby. Yeah. Say I'm doing you wrong, doing you wrong. So don't worry now, mama. So I'm right here, right at home. So I'm a picker, I'm a grinner, I'm a lover, and I'm a sinner. You blame my music in the sun. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight toker. Sure love and all along. You're the cutest thing that I ever did see. I really love the peaches, wanna shake the tree. Love-a-dovey all the time, yeah. Ooh, baby, I can show you a good time. 'Cause I'm a picker, I'm a grinner, I'm a lover, and I'm a sinner. You blame my music in the sun. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight toker. Sugar love and all along. Tell me if that wasn't something a little bit different for our regular shows. I really appreciate being here today. Just wanted to get everything going by the campfire, so to speak. Playing the acoustic guitar by the campfire. Guys, welcome to episode number 50, the Big 50. We talk about what are you doing in your life that is getting you to where you want, and how many obstacles do you put in your place every single day. It's really easy for things to change. In the industry I've worked in for a very long time, especially disaster restoration, things change like that. You could plan your day. I've got meetings, presentations, monitoring, setting up this, working with crews, whatever that happens to be. But your day can change very fast. And I'm not the only one. This business is not the only business that is like that. So how do you handle that quote-unquote chaos management? How do you handle it when things are not going exactly the way you planned for the day? One of the things I'm able to do that is kind of unique, sort of unique, is I have to micromanage myself. Often people micromanage others. I micromanage myself. I think during the day I have an 8-hour window. Let's say a 10-hour window. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm being conservative. Usually most of my days are much longer than that. But let's just say I got an 8-hour window, for lack of better words. I know that my day changes typically very fast. And in that process, I need to make sure I accomplish everything from A to Z during the day. How do you do it? Well, you got to micromanage your time, for lack of better words. You got to take it, look at it, and say, okay, how long will this really take me to get everything accomplished? Screw the coffee breaks, screw the talking to everybody else, screw everything else. What am I going to do that is going to get me really focused on getting things done within that very small time frame? And you find out that 8-hour day can really be crunched into 2 hours. So, don't waste your 2 hours. Plan your 2 hours out that you have. Get your tasks done. And if it's an early day and there's nothing else to do and nothing comes up, great. It's like a bonus to yourself. Awesome. But if not, you've gotten your things accomplished for the day. So whether you plan those things in the morning or in the evening, I'm not a great morning person. I'm first going to admit that. But an evening person I can usually be pretty good at. So if I got to work on my tasks till 10, 11 o'clock till midnight, I'm good with that. It's fine, whatever you happen to be, but can you take that 8-hour window and get things done in less time? And my thought process is everybody can do it. There's nothing magic I'm doing, nothing that's really unreal or surreal that I'm actually able to pull off. What I'm able to do is take that task, take all that time, and condense it into one small area. So how much time do you waste during the day in accomplishing your goals and accomplishing your tasks and making sure that you're able to get everything taken care of in approximate time? So make a list of your priorities. Take a list of an average day, no matter what you do. If you work in an office, if you work and run an office, no matter what you do, if you're out in the field and you got a plan to go from this spot to this spot to this spot, you got to go monitor jobs, you got to meet with appointments, meet with sales, whatever it is, make sure you condense it to see exactly what you absolutely 100% have to do in that time. See how much are time wasters, see how much are legitimate, and then figure out, are things taking too long? Are things just a waste of time? Would I be better suited to have other people do some of these tasks so I can accomplish the bigger picture things? That's almost a proverbial yes, because there's always something that you do much better than somebody else. Some of those tasks are better delegated to them, and sometimes they can delegate the task to you. If it's a coworker at work, one of you is good at one thing, one of you is good at the other thing. So at the end of the day, find out what you're really good at, figure out your time, plan your time, and get it done in as quick a window as possible. And if you happen to get done early, awesome. You've got the rest of the day to relax or go to the beach if it's the summertime in South Jersey here, or take a walk in Central Park if you're in the city. Doesn't make a difference. Plan your time, condense your time, and find out how much time wasting you're doing during the day that's really not helping you, really not getting you anywhere, really not helping you grow, really not benefiting you or anybody else around you, and condense the time and get it done. I know one of my responsibilities with the restoration business, I have two primary responsibilities. And that's basically almost a part-time thing for me at this point, because to keep everything else in check, I just enjoy doing it. I have a ton of contacts. I have lots of fun dealing with what I do. My two primary responsibilities are making sure the marketing is done for the business, that everybody's out there is aware of what we do and is aware of what we can bring and what kind of opportunities we can bring to those that refer us, and making sure we're in the right place at the right time, and making sure our estimates that go out to our insurance companies are done correctly based on technical ability. So I have a vast technical background in what we do. So it doesn't make any sense for me to necessarily go in there and rip out the walls, although I can rip out the walls, and I'm pretty quick at ripping out the walls. It really doesn't help too much. My time is better suited to making sure the marketing is done in advance, that we have done everything we can do, that there's no other options out there, that we have diversified ourselves. In fact, we're channeling into some other stuff now that'll be more toward the digital platform when it comes to our marketing, even for our restoration business. So making sure that we're ahead of the curve, that I'm thinking ahead of time. Well, just like planning a day to make sure your time is not wasted in 8 hours versus 4 hours versus 2 hours, I have to plan that. I have to make sure that these programs will be drawn out in the spring, that this digital platform that we're working on will come out to market right around springtime. Well, that's not that far away. I mean, I got a month or more, probably 6 weeks before that can even be out there, but I got to make sure everything's done now, so by the time we hit that, you hit the ground running. A lot of things can happen between now and 6 weeks, so I've got to condense that time, make sure that campaign is done earlier on, or I'm in trouble. I might get into a big job like I just did up in upstate New York in Westchester County that occupies a ton of my time. It just changed everything. I was appreciative of the job. I really appreciated the opportunity, but things change. You don't have all that free time to plan that campaign. And the other thing is making sure the estimates are done correctly so we can submit it to the insurance company, and that if they have any questions, we can make sure we're on the same page. We really do try and work with everybody. We do try to work with insurance carriers the best we can. We work with consumers the best we possibly can. We go out of our way to make sure it's a smooth transition for everybody. That's one of the things we have a reputation for. But that takes planning ahead of time. That takes planning that things are out there. We deal with our disaster restoration jobs in order to get things around New York City. Get things around New York or Metro New York. With traffic, we've got to have different sites all over the place that we can pull our equipment from. They're strategic. They're based on where we see most of our business coming in from, based on where the referring opportunities are there. So we know if a truck comes out there and the truck is not capable of hauling equipment around, that they're just going there in a smaller service vehicle, which we do have a fleet of smaller service vehicles, that they can still go and do the job and then pick up the equipment, or the equipment can be picked up by the larger crews or the crews with the box truck and get it taken care of. So, guys, make sure you don't waste your time. It's precious. When I got to number 50 here today, it was a big deal to me to be able to make sure that I can get these out every single day. And if I can't, I got to do 2 in a day to make sure I'm getting 5 out per week, 10 minutes minimum each. So there's at least an hour of solid information that's going out to our members, going out to you, going out there so somebody gets something from it, is able to grow their life, their business, and their opportunities with it. So that's my commitment. It's not always easy to do. This is definitely not easy to do, but I do it. So plan your time, or the time, I should say, will plan you, one way or the other. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. 5-0, baby, 5-0. We got here. So thank you, and we'll come out with a brand new episode on Monday, episode number 51 of 10-Minute Kick-Ass Coaching. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. You rock.